You know how people say that black women are the most educated demographic of people in America? Yeah, well, this is one of those videos that is gonna make you realize just how true that is.
The entire concept of logic is anti-black.
I saw people on Twitter say this as well, but they just worded it differently.
But let's zoom out for some context. Western philosophy built its idea of reason by defining who wasn't rational. To be logical meant being European, male, and civilized.
To be logical meant being European, male, and civilized. It's like, you do know, you can just kind of like Google the definition of logic, of logical, and you can like see what the actual definition is. It's not that complicated.
It's everything blackness was imagined not to be.
I'm sorry, but black people's brains in America are so broken, but they literally see racism everywhere. It's almost like a form of schizophrenia that is almost exclusively and uniquely for them. It doesn't matter where they go, it doesn't matter where they look, they will always find something that they can interpret as racism towards them.
But that's why Afro-pessimists and decolonial thinkers argue that
Afro-pessimist? Decolonial figure? What the fuck? It's like, look, I don't know how true this is, but something tells me that some people would be a lot healthier mentally if they just weren't allowed to get an education.
Sylvia Rivera's book goes on to expose this myth, the myth of linear progress, and how that erased indigenous cyclical time, therefore trapping the global south in someone else's timeline.
Okay, so that I actually think I do know what she's referring to there. And the only reason why is because a while ago there was another video being shared on Twitter of another woman that was talking about some African philosopher that said that Africans have no concept of the future.
What if I told you that for many African societies, the concept of the future doesn't exist?
Genius. Absolutely genius.
And that instead of time moving forwards, time actually moves backwards. This was the work of John Mbiti, one of Kenya's and Africa's greatest philosophers. And in 1969, he wrote something that completely reimagines the way we think of African time. And according to Mbiti, this is why if foreigners come to Africa and they see people sitting under a tree, they would remark that, okay, why are these people wasting so much time? But in African thought, that sitting under a tree, it's not wasting time. It's either waiting for time or producing time.
They think that sitting and doing nothing produces more time.
For me, I think this Western idea of time as a commodity is what drives this Western obsession of progress, development, and some promised future. And this difference shapes everything from politics, economics, to how we live our daily lives.
Bro, that unironically explains so much.
And finally, on the post-colony, which reveals colonial reason as a logic that made blackness the outer limit of the human. So when I say logic is anti-black, I mean the very rules of logic were written from an imperialistic point of view. So to think freely, we need to rebuild reason itself from the ground up.
Okay, so what I got from this video is that this woman thinks that she is actually pretty smart and she has some smart ideas, but the world rejects her ideas because they're actually retarded. And she interprets the world rejecting her ideas as racism against her for being black. So now she wants to redefine the word logic so that the world can no longer reject her retarded ideas. That's what I'm getting from this video.